Final Cut Pro users, rejoice! You finally have access to Gen 5 colors. But you still can't use Blackmagic RAW. What is up, fellow procrastinators? I'm FlamecomMartian. Just overnight, for me anyways, in my time zone, Blackmagic has finally released their new camera update, 7.3. This camera update was announced when they revealed the 6K Pro, and the biggest selling feature was that this update would be bringing Gen 5 color science to all their current line of pocket cinema cameras, so that's pretty exciting. Biggest difference between Gen 4 and Gen 5 color science is that Gen 5 gives you a flatter log profile, which effectively makes sort of highlight recoveries a bit better in post, especially if you shoot in Blackmagic RAW. And people report saying that they like the skin tones better, they like, highlight roll-offs better, so yeah, just overall, yeah, basically flatter log profile, better colors, and none of that red clippingness, if you will. But more significantly, Gen 5 is now the default film profile, and you'll have access to that in ProRes as well, not just Blackmagic RAW. Beforehand, if people wanted to access Gen 5 color science, they'd have to first shoot in Blackmagic RAW, then take all the clips and then like put them into DaVinci Resolve and then go into the color tab and then enable Gen 5 and then export the individual clips as ProRes or DNxHR or whatever. But the trouble with that is it adds like a few hundred more gigabytes of footage to your editing project. And also too, that's just extra time spent just transcoding raw clips into ProRes. The time is money, and yeah, hard drives also cost money. So, you know, it was not the most ideal workflow. But yes, now with this 7.3 update, you don't have to do that like long roundabout workflow anymore. You can just like start grading Gen 5 colors straight away. Some other features are that the bottom left waveform thingy, it's no longer luminance, but it also has the RGB and it has these like traffic light things that tells you when a certain channel is clipping, not just like clipping altogether. So sometimes it's only the reds that's clipping, but then the green and blue, they're still okay. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Another thing that's really got me excited is that they finally added a false color chart when you toggle it on. Beforehand, for some strange reason, I don't know why, but Blackmagic would only show you the false colors and they don't show you what like each colors mean on the screen, and you'd have to just sort of memorize. See, there's the chart. Why does it appear here, but not, hold on, let me put it on. Why does it appear here, but not up on the monitor? It's strange. Very peculiar omission. Could be something to do with the settings. I'm not really sure. Again, it's only like released less than 24 hours ago, so you get to explore everything. But yeah, when you turn false color on, the chart will appear on the left. It does not take up a large part of your screen, so it's not in your way. Oh yeah, one other thing is that they've addressed the whole blue tint thingo with the 6K Pro. I don't know if that's like a software thing or a hardware thing, but if it's a hardware thing, they've shown that like the people can calibrate their monitor software-wise to get rid of the blue. Now, I have to say this, this doesn't affect my camera personally, but it's very nice to know that the option is there to calibrate the screen. Oh yes, I forgot to add. They've added Q1 and Q3 for the constant quality compression in Blackmagic RAW. So before you only had Q's, like absolute crazy high quality Q0 or Q5. But yeah, now you have like a sort of happy medium. I like happy mediums. And finally, it's just like, I think it's just general improvement and better autofocus. In my opinion, it's the performance is exactly the same. It's contrast based. I just like tap and hold to focus, and I click the button to focus. It's just as slow, and it just focus hunts just as much, and it's still not continuous autofocus. So that's been a quick sort of roundup of the camera update 7.3 for the Pocket 4K, Pocket 6K, and the Pocket 6K Pro. Nice to see that Blackmagic is still supporting this little guy. just a few years on. And it's great to see that all the current line of cameras have the Gen 5 colors now, and they don't need to shoot in Blackmagic RAW in order to access that flatter log profile, which is very nice. You'll still have to contend with the fact that like you can't like highlight recover as much if you shoot in ProRes. But, you know, still, it's a much flatter profile. Your dynamic range hasn't necessarily increased, but it's just you have a flatter waveform to work with, and you can push the colors and the highlights and the lighting even more. It will take some time getting used to for people who has gotten used to the Gen 4 sort of more contrasty, a little more saturated log profile. Pretty excited about this this update, and being able to shoot in Gen 5 in ProRes is the biggest selling point for me. But also too, I did not expect that their false color would have that chart at the left of it. Unfortunately though, I still mostly look at the external monitor, and yeah, each manufacturer has their own color scheme for the false color, and I like the one on that port keys has done. So yeah, this has made an awesome camera awesomer. All right, thanks for watching, and keep on procrastinating. So see ya. Awesomer. That's a word. Well, I mean, now it is. All right, and cut.